Well, some guy just got himself a van. Yeah. So I liked my Kia. However, some lady was down the street here. It's a two-lane road, and she was in the left lane. I was in the right lane. And for some reason, when I got up beside her, that's when she decided she wanted to merge into the right lane. And so the whole driver's side of my car was damaged, the front bumper. It was assessed as a total loss. So I could either accept the total loss and do a buyback and repair it with, and keep the car and repair it with the money that was left over, and have to go to a salvage title, or just get the full total loss amount for the value of the car. I went that route, but I had to get a new vehicle, so I got myself this. It's a GMC Savannah 3500 1-ton extended passenger van. Eventually I'm going to convert the whole thing, like an RV style. There'll be like a futon style bed here. There'll be a sink, a cooking counter area, storage, things like that. But it's still winter. It's February, and I'm not going to be working on that. Oh, and I'm going to have like laminated floors and stuff. But I'm not going to work on that until the spring. Maybe May, sometime around May. But for now, I wanted to get a little bit comfortable, so I'll give you a little rundown on what I've done so far. And again, everything you see right now is just temporary. Eventually, it's going to be fully converted and look just like a tiny apartment with wooden cabinets and, all that. I'm not going to go all yuppie-ish like some of those Sprinter van life people, where like they spend thousands upon thousands of dollars for. You don't need to do all that. Reuse pallet wood. Get minor stuff like inlaid sinks that you can set in a countertop. USB powered faucets. It'll still look really nice, but more realistic. Because those people, those yuppies that get those Sprinter vans and stuff like that, and then they deck it out with all this like IKEA looking stuff. It's ridiculous. You don't need all that. You can still have it look nice and, use wood and, make it look nice. But anyways, this is all temporary. For now, I put up some curtains. These ones just, let me do this side, it's easier. But I can just, so during the day, when I'm driving, I can see out the back window. All I got to do is just lift and pull on these, and at night, just pop it up. It'll stay connected on the corners. These ones are up permanently, like in regards to they're screwed in. Eventually I'm going to be stripping the whole thing. I'm going to this side will actually be walled off, so I won't be able to see out the window. Maybe I'll have like a portal window that I can like move, slide, or rotate something and see out, like a circular portal window. But this side will be open, but it'll have real curtains. I put my little mattress and pillow and bed and stuff right here for now. I got clothes in this old DoorDash bag. Got my shoes. I got my nightstand, which is just a toolbox. My tech bag, toiletries. I got a power station. That's a 2,500 watt hour solar generator. Eventually, I'm going to have a full-on solar system, and I'm going to have about 400 to 800 watts of solar. But to start, I'm just going to put two 200 watt panels. These new ones by Renogen, I think it's called. They're called Shadowflex. And they claim, it's the N series, they claim that even at 20% shade, they'll still generate 60%. I figured that's good, because this is New England. It gets cloudy sometimes, or overcast. But anyways, I can have that feed down to there, and that'll allow me, until I get like a battery array, charge controller, and all that, I can just have the solar panels feed down to that, and I'll be able to keep like a top load 12-volt fridge running 24/7, have TV, charge my laptop phones, and I can do all that now. But now I gotta, if I run low, I have to take it somewhere and charge it for a few hours. But if I get the solar set up, that'll be running all the time. I also have a buddy heater that runs off of the green propanes. I'm gonna get an adapter and run it to one of the big blue Rhino ones. I've got block out curtains that can slide in, so that way at night when the lights are out, it's nice and dark and cozy in here, and people can't see in through the front. And again, this is temporary for now. This is just comfort for now. I got a little kitchen area that I made right there with a dual fuel camping stove. It's called a dual fuel stove, but really it uses multiple fuels. You can use kerosene, white fuel, 87, gas, a couple other ones. And then I have over there just some stuff that I don't know what to do with at the moment. I got a backpack full of tools, a backpack full of car parts, a stool, homemade wine, my hats, you know, some studio equipment like tripods, cameras, and things like that. For lighting right now, I have these that are zip tied in place so they don't move around. But they're adjustable lights. Right now I have the intensity lowered. Here, I'll go ahead and adjust. Let's make this one max. I'm not going to mess with the other one because the controller is right up on that bar right there. But it has different modes. You know, there's bright, there's a mix, there's low. We'll keep it on bright for now. There's RGB modes, so there's red, green. I'm just going to keep pressing. There's, there's that one. Various modes, you know. All kinds of stuff. But yeah, so that's nice and bright. And when they're both bright and at max level, it's like being in an indoor apartment. Gets super bright. Even if I put it now, when I'm done with my conversion, I'm gonna have LED lights all over. It'll look really nice. But for now, this will do. The exterior of this van is like a gold brown color. In great condition. A little rust on the rocker area, but that can just be sanded down, bondoed. A couple little scratches, but nothing major. It looks presentable, which I'm happy about, because not only is it a big van, so I can actually have some space and have like a house on wheels, but the outside is presentable enough and in good enough condition where I can slap like I run this thing, Virtual Escape Studio, where I do virtual tours, photography, video editing, and stuff like that. This channel is just random, some guy stuff, adventures, things I do. It's more, what do you want to call it? Casual. Some of my Virtual Escape Studio stuff, I don't really have anything yet, YouTube wise, because I mainly just do virtual tours and photography and stuff. I haven't really done much for myself. It's for video editing and stuff for other people. But I will eventually. But what was I getting at? I completely forgot. Oh yeah, so I could probably put like Virtual Escape Studio decals on the side for marketing. But even without it, the outside is presentable enough where someone is going to look at this and be like, oh, someone's definitely living in there. They'll just think that it's a work van or a passenger van of some sort, even though there's curtains. But it looks presentable. Sometimes you see those vans that people have, like, not the yuppie Mercedes-Benz ones with, like, you know, the off-road tires and the massive vents and, you know, like all decked out, which is clearly a camper van. But sometimes you have people like me that just want to be covert, slick, sneaky, subtle. But they'll pick these vans that are just like rusted on the outside, miscolored panels and stuff, and they got fuzzy stuff on the dash, and like it just clearly they're living in their van. This one will blend in. And it's got enough room too, so when I have friends, like I got a buddy Russ and his son Archer in California, when they come out to visit, there's plenty of room in this. I can set up, you know, foam mattresses or something, I can have company sleep somewhere far away from me. But yeah, just a brief rundown on what my end goal for this is all my main stuff is just going to be running along the driver's side. I'm going to have a futon bed that can move out to about here. So it's only going to be like a twin mattress size. So about halfway over the wheel wells. So starting right here, I'm going to have a counter with an inlaid sink and a mounted USB powered faucet where you can just press the button and it'll suck water up from like a jug or a 5-gallon Poland Spring bottle, go into the drain. And I'll have the drain set up so there's a valve. If I turn it one way, the drain will drain into an empty bucket, empty 5-gallon jug of water or whatever. So if I'm doing dishes that has soap or something like that, I don't pollute outside. If I turn the valve the other way, it'll drain straight through to the bottom, under the bottom of the van, onto the dirt. And that'll be like if I'm just like brushing my teeth or washing my hands or something. Things like that. Maybe, just so that way I have two methods. And then next would be a butcher block countertop kind of thing that's big enough so that I can put my stove on it and cut vegetables, meat, and things like that. A counter to work on. I can put a cutting board on it, but it'll be easy to clean. And then after that will be storage, and like a bureau kind of thing with a mirror, so that I'm gonna have a mirror here too above the sink. Because remember, this whole side I plan on walling off and maybe just having portal windows. This side will be open and exposed with curtains. But all the counter space, sink, hygiene, storage, most of that's just going to be this left side. And then the wall will have shelving units running along the top with LED strips. Also metal runners, magnet friendly metal runners running underneath with the LED lights, so that way I can get those magnet hooks and I can put them anywhere in there and I can hang things or whatever. This side, like I said, the bed's gonna be here. I'm gonna have like a chest kind of thing. It'll be a bench with some cushions so that company can sit down, but that'll be able to be lifted up. And that's probably where I end up gonna be putting my charge controller, battery array, and the whole solar and electric setup. On the front of it will probably have the AC outlets, USB ports, and the solar and electrical managing setup. So that's what that bench is going to be. When you open it up, inside is going to have like all the batteries, charge controllers, inverters, fuses, things like that. And when it's closed, it'll just be a bench with a cushion on it. And then over there where my temporary kitchen is, that door on the right is going to be walled off, and I'm going to have a mountable TV or monitor where I can pull it out and adjust it. And then the rest will just be open, and there's going to be insulation, then a floor, and then lamination or linoleum or something. A lot of people do rugs or carpet, but that can hold smells and they're harder to clean. I'm going to do linoleum with a strong adhesive, so that way I can sweep and mop, and I'll just use area rugs. Now the bed will have to be, to fit the twin, will have to be about this high, so it'll be above the wheel wells. All this stuff is going to come out, but the bed will be above the wheel wells, and underneath there'll be a door that can lift up where I can access studio, where I'm going to put like studio equipment, like tripods, cameras, camping stuff even, and all that under here. And there'll be a divider where I can access from the outside, where I can put my toolbox, tools, things like that, you know, and I might wall off just the top part somehow, and have another, you know, shelving cabinet space there so I can have additional storage up there. But then the rest is all going to be open. I'm going to probably leave the ceiling as is, because there is a separate climate control. You can see right up there. There's one on the dash, and then there's one right up there that controls all these vents and the vents that are down here. If I take this down, I'm going to have to do something with all that, the vents and electrical, and I don't want to deal with that. Plus, if I clean it up, steam clean it, I mean, this looks kind of nice, you know? So everything's going to be like either varnished wood, reused pallet wood, or all the counters and stuff. I might even just like go to like the Salvation Army and get actual bureaus and things like that, cut off the legs, turn them upside down, mount plywood to them, bring them back up, and then I can just mount that plywood right to the floor. That way I have real looking furniture, counter space, you know, with the linoleum floor and everything. It'll look nice. It'll look nice. But anyways, yeah, so that's the big news. Some guy got himself a van. So if you want to see the journey I'm going to go on in converting this, you might want to like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense, so that you can be notified. I have a few playlists that you might be interested in on this channel. I've got the Adventures of Some Guy playlist, where it's just me doing weird stuff such as this. There's places, so I believe I have something about a trolley museum in Maine. So the places playlist is when I go places and give a little tour about it. There's Timber Point Trail in Maine. I did a thing about that in that's on the coast of Maine. There's like not abandoned, but like, yeah, pretty much abandoned buildings and stuff like that. And there's a whole trail system in the playlist, in the places playlist. There's a video about that, a trolley museum, things like that. There's also a playlist I think up right now called VR Experiences or something like that, where I'll just have my camera set up capturing the ambiance. I'm not doing anything. I may not even be in those videos. The camera's just set up, so that way if you have a VR headset, you're just experiencing the environment that I'm recording. So that playlist is called VR Experiences or something like that. I also have VR Photos playlist, I believe, up. And in that, there'll be like, if I send a drone up and get 360 views, or any still photos and stuff. So yeah, so check out the playlist, especially the one called The Adventures of Some Guy. That's where I'm doing most of my talking, like I am now, and just doing things. Sometimes I may not even be talking to the camera. It's just me doing something, working on a project. Basically, I'm having some adventures, and you can come along for the ride. All videos on this channel will be in full 360, so you can view it on a phone, laptop, or a VR headset. So yeah, if it's something that you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe ring that notification bell so you can be informed when I put up new videos. I'm going to try to start doing like 2 videos a week, especially during the summer. It's hard to do stuff in the winter. It's so cold outside, I don't want to be out there. So there's not much fun stuff. But in the summer, I go all kinds of places. I go to Champo Road fishing area. I go up to Maine, New Hampshire, the White Mountains, Mount Washington, Lake Chickasaw, Biddeford, Maine, like abandoned forts. Like, I do all kinds of stuff. And so I'll be doing things that you might be interested in viewing. So anyways, we'll call that it for now. That's this video, and I'll see you on the next one.